Today, I'm going to be teaching you how to aim in Minecraft Mobile. By the end of this video, I guarantee you will become better than before. So let's get to it. Straight off the bat, let's start with your movement. Do you see the difference in these two clips? One is strafing around the player, meanwhile the other is just holding W key. Your aim is not always the problem, your movement is. It's super easy to be hit when your entire movement is just holding W. Try to mix things up by strafing around your opponents. It will help you. Even if you don't have that good of an aim, your movement can still back it up and potentially win the fight. Next tip, let's change your crosshair. Default crosshair is good, but there are better ones. Personally, I like to go for crosshairs like wing, square with center, and my favorite, my own crosshair. It's legit the default crosshair, but it's just, long. Changing up crosshairs is one way to boost your confidence up. You're able to improve so much just by using a good crosshair. Alright, let's make sure your crosshair lands on the opponent's hitbox. Preferably, you always want to aim at your opponent's chest during trades. And when you pick them up and start comboing, aim at their feet. Nah, that sounds extremely wrong. Get this. You start picking up your opponent, and with the Bedrock's knockback, your opponent will just go straight up, giving you very few time to adjust and flick up. So you see, aiming at the chest gives you preparation and early heads up to adjust your crosshair on the opponent when you start comboing, and you'll be only able to hit their legs at most. And to make sure your crosshair is always on the opponent's hitbox, you need to find the perfect sensitivity. This is one of the most boring things to do, but I can assure you this is the only way you can get better aim. I have 3 drills in mind to help you get a grasp of what your main sensitivity is. First, place 2 blocks on top of each other and then move around it while tracking your crosshair on it. Do some flicks as well. But another main thing is to make sure you're doing all this comfortably. Once you start doing this, you'll start realizing whether your sensitivity is high or not, and depending on these flicks and tracking, you'll start to feel what sense is good for you. Another drill is Zeka Reduce. You keep hitting this NPC to not get knocked off, but hold W or keep moving forward while you're at it. Eventually you're gonna have to start aiming at the NPC by holding W, as when you get closer you should start tracking or doing flicks. Last drill I recommend doing is the PvP training against Zeka bots. Set the difficulty at easy at first, and once you start completely dominating the difficulty, raise it up and start practicing on the next difficulty. Until you get to maybe hard, your aim is starting to get better. Try all these drills out for at least 10 minutes each, and then you'll feel if your sense is too high or too low. You should try out pro player sensitivity as well if you're unsure about your sense. Like my sensitivity is 60, and usually pro player sensitivity ranges from 50 to 65. You can base off your sense with pro players to test out as well. This is definitely gonna take some effort for sure, and it's something you can't figure out in few minutes. PvP practice games like boxing and no debuff can greatly improve your aim, especially no debuff. Aiming at players with speed is going to help you flick fast and aim, and play with good opponents. Zeka normally has pretty decent players, but you should join Discord servers with pro mobile players to queue and practice. Playing with good opponents and losing every game has much better results than playing with bad opponents and winning every game. There's a very famous quote that says, "Losing is steps to success." Hell no, what is this guy talking about now? Another way of aim training is not in Minecraft, but a separate app called Aim Labs. I've recently been trying this out and it's pretty fun to test your aim. Practice is key. Reason why only a few handful of players are at the top is because they were the toughest, stayed consistent, and were willing to take the boring path to become the greatest. Nothing is learned overnight, and it actually takes time to improve. Just keep playing the game, learn, and observe. Next, I would also like to talk about other small settings that help me aim a bit better. Settings like GUI scale also changes the size of your crosshair, meaning smaller GUI scale, smaller crosshair. At bigger GUI scale, bigger crosshair. Personally, I like to go for smaller GUI scale. It's a lot better in my opinion. What I see from other players is that they tend to do random flicks for absolutely no reason. That's completely bad. You really want your aim to be smooth and tracking on the opponent. Next tip, I highly recommend you to adapt to a playstyle and a grip. It is very wrong if you play on a bed one day and then tomorrow on a table, for etc. That's going to cause inconsistency. Aiming and mechanics is literally just consistency. All about consistency. Have one playstyle and grip. Like mine is putting up my tablet on a stand and then play on a table. Balance is something that's very important, so make sure you stabilize that. There's also another setting that I highly recommend you to use, which is FOE altered off. So when you have the setting on, when you sprint, you're gonna see FOE changes. And personally, I think that will negatively impact your aim. Take a look at how inconsistent and disrupting my screen looks with FOE altered on. I want my gameplay completely smooth with no interruptions. So I think this is one of the must settings you should use. And remember folks, without aim, you won't go anywhere. Alright, so I thought I should cover this out, because I haven't really specified what training you're supposed to do in aim lab. So set up your settings, go to game, and then customize your layout, and you go to graphics and make sure your FPS is at 120 if it's possible for you, and then change your FOE to like 90 something. All right, now you just go to training and then click on sphere track. This is basically the MCPE training one. You're just gonna track on them. You just track on this ball and then just keep doing this. Alright, I got a total score of 63k, and that puts me at 189th place. I think I did like I got to like 60th place before. Alright, if aim labs does not work out for you, then I have another solution. Alright, Joe, go to Zeka, click on the gold sword and click aim. You can, like, there are two types of aim as well. Tracking aim. Let's do this. Alright, and then the other one. Let's go to the other one. Wait, what are you supposed to do here? Why is it not working? Do I have to click on my interact, or I don't know why it's not working. I think it works. I think it will work. Okay, it's working now. I don't know. I don't know why it's not working. But you can do these type of aim training in Zeka as well if you don't have aim labs. So yeah, good luck boys. Make sure you practice enough.